Hello, precious, treasured, beloved History 202 students. I am currently um, grading some of your assignments, and I am deeply perplexed by the lack of hanging indents and or incorrect hanging indents. So, sorry, I'm trying to get this box where I want it to be so it takes up space. Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna make this video. I've shown a couple of you individually, but I realize like you guys clearly need more help to do this. So, first of all, the hanging indent is important for the following reason. It allows me or any reader to see in your bibliography, your list of alphabetized sources, what is the last name of each source. Like it's so helpful for being able to visually see that, okay? Not to mention, it's just the standard practice for how that is done in our discipline, okay? So, it's very clear that many of you are just basically entering down and tabbing over to do your hanging indent, and there's a better way. Okay, so let me show you on this document. This is one of the research paper examples. Okay, so I went through and I discovered that this student hadn't actually done it the proper way either. So let me show you. So here's a list of their sources, and this is like the way that they're supposed to look in a hanging indent. But watch what happens when I go like this. Hold on, let's see here. Maybe this one won't work. I'll do it in the next one. Let's see if this one works. Okay, so see how there's this big space here and there's this big space here? That's because the student rightfully just did enter, tab, right, to get their hanging indent, okay? And they did it a whole bunch of times like that. See, because you can see again, there's an extra space here for the tab, and there's extra space here for the tab. That is not the best way to create a hanging indent. So let me give you the following piece of information. Okay, when you are creating your bibliography at the end of the paper, these are not the footnotes, because the footnotes should be the opposite indent, but I don't even have time to deal with that issue right now. So here is a list of sources that are just normal margin, okay? So these sources have just been typed correctly, and then I'm going to show you how in one step you can indent all of them. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. My advice is to just write your sources normally. Do not do any indentations. Do not do any tabbing. And then highlight the sources and watch this. This is a little bit tricky. So up here on your ruler, okay, which by the way, the ruler is, if you go to view, you want to make sure that ruler thing is checked right there. You can do that in Word document or in Google Docs, okay? So the ruler is checked. Now you'll see there's a triangle facing down, there's a triangle facing up, and there's a little rectangle. I'm going to carefully click on the bottom triangle. Magic, right? All that did is move the second line. Oh, and that, look at that. You can see where the student had a tab incorrectly. So, oops. So here's why this is great. Not only do you get the perfect indent without having to go through every single source and click enter tab, whatever, right? But get this. Say that you go back to correct something in your bibliography, or you go back to change something. All right, so let's say, for example, so this book right here, I'm going to add add to this title. This is not part of the actual title of the book, but it doesn't matter because I'm just trying to show you something. So let's say you have to add something to your citation. So this book title, I'm going to make it longer. Women at War with America, Private Lives in a Patriotic Era, the start, so watch what happens, the start of female participation in World War, II, right? Look what it did. First of all, it automatically keeps the indent, right? You don't have to go back and correct anything. If you properly do the hanging indent up here, it's going to keep doing that for every single source, okay? Now, and just to be clear, you guys, you can also do this in your footnotes. So like say for example, I'm going to go up to this student's footnotes. So this student's footnotes are not really how I want them to be. Okay, so they're supposed to look like this, right? So the footnotes are supposed to have this kind of tab. Well, I can adjust the tabs of footnotes in the same way that I did it in the bibliography, right? See, so if you want to, you can just go through and you can just do all your footnotes as they come out and then just wait till the end, all right? And you can highlight all of them at the same time, and you can adjust all the indentations and all the font sizes and everything at the very end, okay? All right, so hanging indent, I mean, look at how beautiful this is, you guys, watch. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. Oh, look at it. I love it. It makes me so happy. Oh, as a side note, I was doing this with someone in our class, and we realized that it was different in Google Docs. So I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to show you the Google Docs difference, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, it took me a minute to find a document in Google Docs that I could work with. So this is a former paper from a student that did an SHP under my guidance. And so if you look at this paper, some of the students' citations are done correctly and some of them are not. But let me show you. So this, for example, we'll go right here to this paper, this source. Okay, so if we look at the little thing right here, I'm going to highlight this source. So we had a hard time figuring out how to just move the indent on the bottom. So what we did is we moved the whole thing to the first tab and then dragged the top thing back to the fucking hell. Hold on. Don't make me. Wait a minute. There it is. Sorry, it must not have been entered down correctly. But nevertheless, these should all be correct now. Yeah, they are. So watch. So this is the issue with Google Docs, is that when you drag the bottom one, it doesn't, well, I should say it doesn't let you only drag the bottom one. But moving the whole thing to the where you want the hanging indent or the indent underneath to be, and then just taking the top thing and moving it back to the correct margin totally works, okay? And so you can, again, just type all your citations normally like you would in your document, okay? And then when you get to the end, you can just do the little joink. So again, this student has, there we go. You guys, seriously, do not, please, do not enter tab over to accomplish this. I'm begging you. Attempt to use this tab method. I am happy to help you do it to your paper. If like when you're in class, you open up your document and I can help you do it, because it just makes it so easy. Then you can type right into it and it's going to automatically follow this format. Whereas if you don't do it that way, then when you try to add something to it, like, let me see here if I can do it to one of these. Yeah, let's see. I'm just going to add something to this particular citation. See, look at this baloney. Oh my gosh, look at this baloney, right? So I try to add a couple of words to correct this citation, and it messes it all up because it's full of tabs and enters and everything, okay? So, I hope this helps. It honestly is a time saver, because you can just do the citations regularly, and then in one singular step, you can do all the indentations, okay? All right, so that's all. Bye.